What if the only thing standing between you and the life of your dreams is one unspoken question, so deep and quiet, yet so powerful that it has determined the fates of kings and beggars, visionaries and forgotten people? What if the answer to that question is already inside you, waiting to be awakened, waiting to become the new master key that will open doors you have always believed to be locked by fate? Close your eyes for a moment and listen not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet pulse of your own desire. Feel the weight of centuries pressing down on you, the echoes of ancient philosophers and modern luminaries whispering the same secret. The world you see is not the world as it is, but the world as you imagine it to be.
The mind, that invisible architect, builds palaces or prisons from the same raw material, your thoughts.
In the shadowy corridors of history, men and women rose from obscurity to greatness, not by chance, but by design. They understood, as I once wrote when I was young, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But what does it mean to truly believe? Not a superficial desire that flickers and fades in the face of adversity, but a deep, unshakable conviction that subjugates reality to its will. This is the new master key, the power to shape your own destiny by mastering the architecture of your own mind. Imagine a sculptor standing in front of a block of marble. To the untrained eye, it is just a piece of stone, cold, unyielding, indifferent. But the sculptor sees what others do not, the form hidden within, the beauty waiting to be revealed. With each stroke of the chisel, the vision becomes clearer, and a masterpiece emerges. The same is true of your life. The raw materials are your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits. The chisel is your will, your discipline, your relentless pursuit of clarity. Clarity is where the journey begins. In a world that bombards you with distractions, other people's opinions, and the relentless noise of comparisons, clarity is an act of rebellion. It is an act of turning inward, asking not what the world expects of you, but what your soul demands. What do you really want? Not what you've been told to want, not what's safe or acceptable, but what lights your heart on fire. The new master key is forged in the fire of self-honesty, in the courage to acknowledge your deepest desires. But clarity alone is not enough. The world is full of dreamers whose visions have withered on the vine of inaction. Faith is the fuel that turns vision into reality. It is the quiet confidence that no matter how far the summit is, your feet will find the way. Faith is not blind trust. It is the result of evidence, small victories, and promises made to yourself. Every time you get up after a fall, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you lay the foundation for unshakable faith. Think of the great inventors, artists, revolutionaries. They were not immune to doubts, fears, failures, but they understood that faith is a muscle, strengthened by adversity and honed by perseverance. They fed their minds with stories of those who had walked the path before them, with the wisdom of sages and the lessons of defeat. They guarded their thoughts like a king guards his treasure, knowing that a single negative thought left unchecked could poison the wellspring of possibility. So, the new master key requires vigilance. It requires you to become the guardian of your own mind, allowing only those thoughts that serve your highest vision to pass through. This is not easy. The world will test you, tempt you to settle, to compromise, to settle for less than you are capable of. But every time you choose to believe in yourself, in your vision, in the possibility of a life beyond the ordinary, you turn the key in the lock of your own potential. Vision is a compass that guides you through the desert of uncertainty. It is the North Star that helps you move forward when the path is shrouded in darkness. Vision is not a static picture, but a living, breathing force that evolves with you. It is the sum of your dreams, values, and goals. Developing a vision means becoming an architect of the future, seeing not only what is, but what can be. A goal is the engine that drives you forward when motivation disappears, when the world seems indifferent to your efforts. A goal is the answer to the question why. Why do you get up before dawn? Why don't you give up when others do? Why do you refuse to settle for mediocrity? The goal is not the applause of others, but the quiet conviction that your life matters, that your actions have consequences that you may never fully understand. Discipline is the bridge between vision and reality. It is the daily practice of aligning your actions with your values, choosing what you want most, not what you want right now. Discipline is not punishment, but liberation, the freedom to become who you are meant to be. It is the willingness to do what is necessary, even when it is difficult, even when no one is watching. Action is the alchemy that turns thoughts into reality. It is the willingness to take risks, to endure failure, to learn. Action is the antidote to fear, the proof of faith. Every step you take, even the smallest, is a statement of faith in your potential. The world rewards those who act, who dare, who refuse to give in to doubt. Gratitude is a lens that allows you to see abundance in the midst of struggle. It is the recognition that every challenge is an opportunity, every failure is a lesson, every moment is a gift. Gratitude is not passive acceptance, but active appreciation, a choice to focus on the good, rejoice in progress, and find meaning in the journey. Adaptability is the art of thriving in the face of change. It is the willingness to let go of what no longer serves you, to embrace uncertainty, and to redefine yourself in accordance with your circumstances. Adaptability is not weakness, but strength, the ability to bend without breaking, to find opportunity in chaos. Resilience is the armor that protects you from life's storms. It is the refusal to be defined by failure, the ability to get back up again and again, the persistence when others have given up. Resilience is not the absence of pain, but the ability to manage it, the ability to turn suffering into strength, loss into wisdom. Learning is the fuel that drives you forward, the desire to grow, the humility to admit that you don't know everything. Learning is the recognition that every person you meet, every experience you have, every book you read, is a step on the path to mastery. So, the new master key is not a single idea, but a symphony, a harmonious combination of clarity, faith, vision, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, and learning. It is a conscious choice to become the architect of your own destiny, to reject the limitations imposed by others, to rise above the noise and take your place among the greats. But the question remains, what is the one thing that opens all doors? The answer is coming. But first, let's continue the journey deeper, higher, further than you've ever dared to go.